Good morning. Hopefully this is going live. Could be good. Maybe. We'll see. Let me just check my filters and make sure I actually set this on the right one. I think I did not. Oh dear. Oh well. Hopefully this is going out and you're getting some audio. That would be good. I can't tell. I've had an update. Isn't that exciting? So, later this morning, we will be doing a draw from the people who entered for the Lucerne Sursee key. Hopefully by now you guys can actually hear me. And just make sure you can actually get sound before I kick this off. Because what we're going to do is run the Lucerne Sursee line. We're going to start off with some freight, just to be a little bit different. So, could you guys hear me okay? We've got Michael on the disembodied chat too, but he doesn't seem to be coming through at the moment. So hopefully that will correct itself, because the settings look good at my end. We shall see, won't we? I might just kick off and hope you guys can hear the game. You're hearing me twice. Ah. Okay, at least you're hearing me at all. There you go. That'll fix the hearing me twice thing. Only Michael would have been hearing me twice, folks. All right, let's get into this. And today I'm using a Xbox controller. Did that show? It did show. There you go. Because we're going to run the G6. And we're going to run the G6 in cargo livery. Now, I can't actually upload this one, because it would be a little problematic with the rules. But let's get ready. I'm going to try and remember how to do this now. Like the forward button. I'm trying to remember if this thing has a master key somewhere. Joe, I set all this up a week ago and I've totally forgotten how to run it. Let's have a look. Oh, battery power's on. We want to release the parking brake. What else do we want to do here? Long distance, that's right. Multiple unit, we don't have one of those. Don't worry about cruise control, it's boring. Headlights are automatic. Let's go front. What else have we got? No point turning on PZB and turn. Oh, we can turn on CIFA, I suppose. It can yell at us periodically. Should we wear the hard hat? Of course we should. Alright, let's go and have a look at our train. Actually, let's get going. Because if we don't, my timetable will probably fail. So, brakes. No. There we go. Now I remember how to do this stuff. Brakes off. No, not emergency. Out of the way. That's going well, isn't it? Uh-oh. Can we power yet? Yes. Here goes our little G6. Now, hopefully my ducking config works now. Looks like it does. We haven't had that working properly for a little while, and it turns out that OBS did a bit of an update. And they changed the way it works. That's okay. They can do that. What did I do that for? Wrong control. Don't want this one. Because we want to do 40k shortly. I like this little locomotive. It's good fun. And the reason I've set up this scenario, and it is on Creators Club if you want to play with it, but it'll run without deliveries, unfortunately, is I've started this quest of using the routes in ways that weren't envisaged. And I've also started a bit of a feedback quest with Dovetail on the various routes about how well they're set up to do various things. So if you're creating scenarios, that's something I'd love you to do on the forums, is make sure that if you find that you need more stopping points. So Caltrain's an excellent example. There's about 10 platforms at San Francisco and about 8 at San Jose Dirinon, but you know how many of them you can actually use in a user-generated scenario? 1. What's with that? So I've started giving them feedback that we need more stopping points. Now, hopefully we won't get any external noise this morning, because one of my neighbours, he's actually a really nice guy, but he's picked early Sunday morning to grind the concrete in his garage. Now, we're doing a non-stop run up to the end of the line, and we should see a whole bunch of other traffic. And I did remember at about 7:30 this morning that I have to turn on all the German DLC to actually get that traffic. So I did that, and then the game randomly downloaded that and updated, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But we always have to appreciate that this is called the Rangier Funk. It's obviously the disco machine. Who knew the G6 could actually go this fast, huh? Certainly not I. Not until I started playing with this. I get quite a few OBS updates these days. What's the weird thing that's happening, Michael? Oh, yes, I forgot. I made this interesting and put traffic in front of me, didn't I? I better slow down a bit or I'm going to get a red light. Speaking of red lights, oh, it's gone yellow. Oh, that shouldn't matter with OBS. That wasn't actually coming through on Meet. Meet has a little voice meter and I wasn't seeing it there. It's a fine morning to be cruising through Switzerland. Ooh, he got here before me. Let me see another G6 with some Habans. When I build a scenario, I try and make it interesting, so I usually put some slower traffic in front of you. In this particular case, it's another G6. But it has a ridiculous load that's almost beyond what it can handle. Let me get a bit closer to the G6, or I'm not going to know where this signal is. So how is everybody today? YouTube's telling me my number of viewers is dropping like flies. Hopefully you guys are still there and the stream's still working. Our signal has gone yellow. Cool, so you've built a scenario off the real timetable. Excellent. I'm in process for doing one of those for a route that comes out soon. I've been doing all of the background work to set up a nice scenario for Horseshoe. We have another red signal coming up. This guy in front of me is struggling today. I'm going backwards. Oh, not emergency. Sigh. There goes my brake pipe. NJT asks, where is the ACES and ATC and alerter on the F40? The switches for them. In the fuse panel behind you. I assume you mean the MTBA one. That's interesting. The HUD says the signal's red, but to me it looks like it's yellow. What does the map say? The map says it's yellow too. Alright, we're going through it. Come on, let me power up. Real soon now. There we go. And here comes another RAB. Another Flirt. Stadler's trains names are funny. There's Flirt and Kiss. I keep waiting for them to bring out Hug. Oh, now the HUD thinks the signal's yellow. Did you find the switches, NJT? Not 100% certain I've actually got Boston loaded at the moment, but if I do, at the end of this stream, we can jump into it and have a look for you if you want. Poor little G6 struggling up the hill. Hello, Nestor. How are you? We're going to be drawing the key. I know you're in the draw, so we'll be drawing the key at the end of the line. The cab light switch, I think, is on the main control stand from memory. If it's not there, it'll be up on your upper right, up on the wall. We are finally getting up the hill. So who's looking forward to UK Tuesday or Wednesday for me? For the release of Sherman Hill. Sherman Hill? No, wrong. Horseshoe Curve. Oh, how did I do that? Brain. Hello, brain. Wake up. I know it's Sunday, but you've got to be better than that. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Wow. Let me move my teacup so I can mute when that happens. Doing well today. Coming up to another yellow signal. We should see a fair bit of traffic on this. I've got about 12 trains running. Oh, I have no idea where that came from. It hurt too. I'm catching up with the other guy again. Excellent, Nestor. Good luck in the draw. We're doing it the same way I did the last one. I've put the names onto a random wheel from the internet, and we will spin it and see who the winner is. Here comes our next traffic. When you're building a scenario, one of the challenging things is to set it up so that you actually get to see all the other traffic. Because there's so few starting and stopping points and you can only use them once, you have to make sure that they only run from one station to another station, or maybe at best across two stations, which means you have to time it so that you actually see them moving. Hey, matey. Nice set of Zinkins you've got there. NGT asks, how do you get the Xbox keys, or those don't exist? That's something I've been asking about. I would like to be able to get Xbox and PlayStation keys to give away, but at the moment they're only providing us with Steam keys when they give us something. I have asked. In theory, it's possible. So I shall remake the suggestion again, because I do realise that an awful lot of the players in this game, in fact I think it's more than 80% of the players in this game, actually play on console. Well, you've just played Amtrak 86, Chicago's Trains and Train Sim World 2 guy who's changed his name again this week. It's always good when you're waiting on other trains, it's more interesting that way. It's like this one with all my red signals. If I didn't have the red signals, there'd be no challenge to this. I'd just cruise along at 80 kilometres an hour and end up at the other end of the line in about 20 minutes. That'd be boring. Make anyone seasick then? NJTE asks, will the F40 PH3C ATC and Axis work well with Harlem's ATC and Axis? That's a very interesting question. It might. It's probably something you just have to try, because I'm pretty sure they both use the newer signalling system. So I suspect you would actually be okay, but you'd have to try it. And if it's limiting you to 20, that means that it didn't recognize what's actually happening. Let me give that a crack. And I'll see, because I know you can actually transplant the trains onto other routes. And actually have the cab signalling work. I know, for example, that the Boston equipment is compatible with another route that's not out yet. So I would hope that they'd work. We could always give that a try and see. Have you tried the electric one? The 64? This is a cool facility, this one. I just wish there were scenarios for it. But they've paved over the road. Oh, that's interesting, NJT. That might actually be a bug. Oh, we've gone yellow. To keep this interesting, our friend that is operating in front of us actually stops at all the stations as though he's a passenger service. I can hear you now, Michael. So, welcome to the disembodied voice from Canada, Michael Newberry. Yay! ATC and Axis are, yeah, they can be different, but they have a lot of commonality. So it might be that they should work. Aha, indeed. Still have your 20-second delay, but we're up and running, which is good. Ah, the joyous rebuild. That is always fun. I did that with my wife's PC the other day, and I thought, I'll do a sneaky BIOS update as well. And I bricked the thing, so hunted around through my usual suppliers and found someone that had this year-old motherboard and raced down there and bought another one and RMA'd the one that I bricked.
Yeah, I agree.
Ah, we have reached IKEA. Oops, sorry, Ideal. And I obviously haven't finished the mastery in the release candidate because where's the cheese? Oh, this guy's going like a rocket. Normally there's a giant cheese over there. But not today. There is a floating tree in the background, though. I like floating trees. You think the cheese is in Wisconsin, young man? Ah, yes. Americans and their fetish for Wisconsin cheese. Have you ever tried cheese from outside America? Chicago's Trains and Train Sim World 2 guy. Oh, that's cool, NJT. I love a bit of creative scenario planning. So when you get your scenario up and running, make sure I
You're right.
make sure I know about it because I can run it on the stream. Ah, if you don't like American cheese, can I suggest you go and find yourself a continental cheese shop and try out some cheese from Europe, some cheese from Australia, and some cheese from New Zealand, because it is so different. Let's just say the natural colour of cheese isn't orange. I know most American cheese is kind of orange. Now, Horseshoe Curve comes out on Tuesday for you guys. On the other side of the date line, it's Wednesday. So, on Tuesday evening, I think it is for you guys. And it's... no, maybe it's morning for you guys. When is it? It's evening for me anyway. I'll be streaming at my Australian Standard Time. Oops. Got a red signal coming up again, but I'll be streaming in at 7:30 Australian Standard Time on my Wednesday, so convert that to your Tuesday, and that's about 4 hours or so before it comes out on the consoles. And we've gone yellow again, so we'll keep the speed going for the moment as we tool downhill. Who ever thought we'd see a G6 that fast? I'm working on a little project with Dovetail Ambassadors for the new route, so stay tuned for that one. No, I went into emergency. They do open up. I haven't wondered. Actually, it's probably a good thing I went into emergency. Look at the signal.
distance.
Just crawl into the platform so the driver can go and get a sandwich or a coffee or something. Oh, we've gone yellow. No donut for our driver. And Chicago hopes the ES44AC will have the GEVO12 prime mover sounds. It does have GE sounds, but is it actually a GEVO12? NJTE finds that there is my trains is the 954 out of Grand Central, 955 because the scenario planner only does multiples of 5. Yeah, that is a bit annoying, isn't it? I'd love it if you could be a little bit more fine-grained in the time. Coming up on our giant lake. I found a cool bug yesterday, but I'll talk to you about it when I stream it, because we'll see if it's still there when I stream it. It's really handy. Most American cheese is bright orange, Chicago. Like, the same colour as a piece of fruit. Ramp it up a little bit on our way to Oberkirk. One of the other things I'd love to be able to do with the scenario planner is to actually reuse stations. And I've had a little bit of a chat with Adam just to plant that seed in his head. Because what I'd really love to do is to bring the portals into Scenario Planner so that you can get rid of trains. Because that would be fun. Whoops. I do like this lake. It's just kind of cool. Yellow signal and a red one. An NJT asks, why does the CTC3 cab car spawn facing the engine in Scenario Planner? I didn't know it did. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Because if it's facing the engine, that's a little bit weird. And we should probably report that as a bug. If you haven't already. I'd love to get the SLO Express and the HSP 46 as well. The other thing I'd like to get is a P42. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoop, it changed. How lucky was that? Just wait for it to recover the air. I think the P42 is actually almost the ugliest locomotive on the planet. However, I need it for Horseshoe Curve and Sherman Hill. Because I want to run Amtrak. Coming up on our final stop in this scenario. What will we do after that? Have I run this one in the dark yet? I know P42s were never assigned to Sherman Hill, but I still need a diesel. And they're not going to make two of them. I think one's wishful thinking enough, really. And this may amuse you, Chicago. Do you know I've actually personally seen a back-to-back pair of P42s?
Hi.
Yeah, they did. I've seen a back-to-back pair of the P42s pulling a Caltrain service. New Haven Shuttle on Creators Club. I'm actually on release candidate today, NJTE, not on the true public one. So it points to a different Creators Club. But we can certainly do that on another day. And as Chicago's noticed based on his Discord messages, yes, I've been on a lot. Because I've been making sure all the scenarios work. What we could always do is no, I've got the Beta Creators Club at the moment. It's a different web server. Another RAB. Hi, bye. And another red light. How many trains is that that's passed us?
I haven't been counting.
Ah, another red signal. We're so close to the end, too. There we go. Interestingly, you can't actually upload the G6 to Creators Club. It won't let you. It's kind of sad. That takes about 2 hours NJTE. Has to download 120 gig. I think I see our last train approaching. And it's a cute one. Actually, let's watch it from this angle. Wonder why he hasn't left yet. He was due out of the platform at 11:40. Kolnaken. Why haven't you left, Mr. AI Train? You're not supposed to be here anymore. Oh, you haven't got a driver. Maybe that's why he hasn't left. And there we go. So that's just an example of what you can do with Scenario Planner. So this route doesn't have any freight normally. You can't put a lot on here because the platforms are very short. So you have to use short trains, and that's why you saw so many G6s. I did try some other German consists to get some freight in there. I even did some other liveries, but unfortunately they were all a little bit long. So Kolnaken, you reckon? Schnellfahrstrecke Köln. What are we going to run? Should be something new, shouldn't it? What are we going to run? And don't say the 187, I hate it. Noisy thing. We could run the train I always fail at. The BR423. Actually, you asked to run the BR423, didn't you? All right, then. Well, I think maybe... Let's go back to December. Can we have snow in November? No. Ah, snow. There we go. Have some clouds, bit of wind, a little bit of wetness, lot of precipitation, we've got lots of snow. And off we go. We should run a nice early morning service. That's looking... Yeah, I think maybe... How about a Durin service? Why not? That'll do. I should just go back to the rail driver for this. I think the 423 is rail driver, friend. I think. We'll soon know. Some passenger lights. Let's have a cab light. Have we already got power? Let's just do this anyway. I think we've already got power though. And we need to do some other stuff, don't we? Better turn on window heating. Don't need a horn just yet. Don't need the sander just yet. Cab lights, passenger lights, headlights. There they are. And don't need the spotlight. Should be able to open the doors. Did that work? No, it just says unlock doors. What haven't I turned on yet? I know what I haven't turned on yet. I haven't put the key in. There we go. Doors are opening. Now. No. Don't want LZB. It'd be brave.
You haven't set your reverser yet.
Yes. I caught up with that though. Now we need some wipers. Promising. Yeah, let's just check all our PZB buttons. Yep, that's working. Okay. What about some instrument lights? How do we turn them on? I know we can. Ah, there we go. I've got to remember to stay below 40. 40, 45. 40, isn't it? South Main Rail fan, I will give it away towards the end of the stream. Because I'm mean. Because I gave the last one away at the start of the stream. And everybody left. Let me get my magic box. You haven't met box. This is box.
40.
Thank you, Michael. I kind of thought it was. Are we stopping here? We are stopping here. Mind you, I could release from PZB because the next signal's green. When you're stopped at stations is about the only time it's safe to get out of your train when you're running PZB. Why do you keep moving, Mr. 8 Key? Do you mean these ones? Durn? What do you mean the ones up here? Durn. Oops, naughty. Got to watch out for those PZB magnets. And Sifa. I do like this route, and I think the update breathes a bit of life into it. It was such a quiet route when it came out. Now, everybody that commented on the post up until about 8 o'clock this morning when I closed it, 8 o'clock my time that is in the draw, and we will do that probably in about an hour's time, I guess. Don't want to go too hard because we have to stop soon anyway. Still has amazing traction in the snow, this thing. So welcome to Colne Renfield. And what is this train? That's a 442. I didn't recognise it, so I had to go have a look. Bye-bye, Colne Renfield. It sounds like the name of someone really annoying, doesn't it? Colin Renfield. That would be an annoying person. Now after Kornmungersdorf. It's an ICE, or an ICE. Apparently the Germans don't like calling them ICE since the invention of methamphetamine. His head was green. Did you see that? Ooh, it's all covered in snow now. I just saw something very funny that you guys can't see. I've had a spider web over one of my security cameras for the last few days. And I just saw a bird fly up and eat the spider. That's cool. Which train do you think's got the door sounds backwards in JTE? And for your question on creating routes, I don't think you can. You can certainly change them, but you can't put in track, and you can't put in signalling. Because it's not a spline system. And that's all you can edit from the outside with that particular public editor. But creative people will find a way. That's always the way of things. That's where mods come from. So even though you can't do it right this second, it wouldn't surprise me if one day someone figures out how. What's your opinion on my country losing a war against EVs? Where did that come from? I don't think we're losing a war against emus somehow. They're like gigantic 2-meter high chickens. They're particularly friendly if you've got a sandwich and they want it. Oops, I forgot we're stopping here. Will the emergency brake do it? We'll see. I'll have to have a look, NJT. You've got me amused now. Thanks, Sifa. Well, the emergency brake did do it. How about that? Everybody inside fell over and lost their drinks and their laptops went flying. Not sure how you reset this one, to be honest. Let's try a full service brake. Put the reverser back to neutral. We'll see if that did it. Yep. Just while this takes off, let me Google Emu War. Uh-huh. Sounds like something crazy people do, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Because I used the emergency brake, I was on restriction. I forgot. Should be able to go now. See what happens when I go and go and look up things on the internet while I'm trying to drive with PZB. Bad things happen. We got passed by a freight train.
It's all NJT's fault.
Yep, definitely. What NJTE appears to be referring to is a military operation to kill emus in the past of Australia. And all I can say is, we've done some dumb shit in the past, we've done some dumb shit recently, and I'm sure we'll invent some new dumb shit to do tomorrow. Politicians do think of the weirdest things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, now approaching Frechen Koningsdorf. Gotta love the gold lame disco dress we saw on the left there. I forgot this route has LZB. You wish that you could upload more than 4 screenshots to your creative club, or creators club, I should say, mods in JTE. That would actually be handy, wouldn't it? It is hard to express a scenario with 4 screenshots. For a livery, it's probably okay. Coming soon to a train near you, Horum. It's funny when you're driving with the HUD on, you drive differently. So that means the ATC is definitely not working properly in JTE when you bring another train in. We have a red signal at the end of Horum by the look of it. We have a 1000 hertz magnet. Soon we'll have a 500 hertz magnet, so I better get some speed off. Because if I'm going more than 25, it'll whack me. There's our 500 hertz magnet. For a change, I remembered it. Those are the ones that usually bite me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now approaching Horum. That's not a glitch, NJTE. That's how that signaling system works. Harlem is permissive block, and its ATC keeps your speed down or tells you to stop so that you don't run into the train in front of you. All that green light means is it's all good, look at ATC. ATC will tell you what to do. Reds are actually unusual. That means something else is going on. And away we go to Sindorf and back in monitoring. I can't go over 25 because I'm still got that 500 lit up. And that should clear now, it has. But I'm still in monitoring, so I can't go over 40. Does it at least tell you the right speed? It just doesn't enforce it? Or does it just always say 20? And if you tried it both with the ACS 64 and with the MTBA train, because the implementations were different people. Oh, our monitoring's cleared. And away we go to Sindorf. And I seem to remember how to drive German trains. How weird. I haven't touched one for a while. Apart from the G6 we did this morning, but it doesn't really count. Oh, we've got another yellow signal. We've got a red signal before Horham. So it's actually enforcing the 20 and telling you the 20. That's not cool. This is where you crack your thermos out as a driver and go, right, time for a coffee. And the second you actually do that, the signal changes. What's going on up in front of us? Another red, yellow. Oh, maybe he's going to cross tracks. So I can't see one coming that way. Can he cross tracks anywhere? Don't know what's going on there. Nothing special for us to do here. Maybe I'm getting the red signal that you wanted, NJT. Wonder if he's crossing tracks. Denied. See what he does. No, he's going straight through. All we want to do is go there. And this guy that's coming in can't change tracks. What is going on here? There's another red. And another red. We might have found a busted one. I think. Oh no, there's a guy coming. Where's that one going to go? It can't change tracks anywhere, can it? You always find yourself turning your head on your side when you look at these. I don't see anywhere where that one can change tracks, so I don't get why I've got a red. Hello, Mark B. How are you? We have a mysterious red signal that I don't think we should have. I think I broke it. What service am I running? S19 Duran. Better report that. Before Sindorf. Cool. Yeah, well, not going to wait for that. How did we manage to pick one that was like that? I think, why not? Touch of Harlem. Bit of M7A. And I think something early in the morning. $6:45. That's a good one. That's not too long. What time is it? 9:48. No, maybe we'll run a shorter one. We'll run this one. Train 2323, Grand Central Terminal to Mount Vernon West Yard. That must be an express. And when we finish that one, we will do the draw for the Lucerne Sursee Key. Wow, it is early in the morning. Headlighty things. Marker lights. Let's have some gauge lights. Let's do the reverse. Oh, no, master key first. Chuff, says the train. And we do... I'm trying to remember where they are. Where are the switches? They're up on the back wall or something, aren't they? Somewhere. Oh, here we go. Light. ATC, Axis, Alerta, and the Dead Man. And off we go. Maybe. Apparently I'm making power. What have I forgotten that it won't let me move? Is my alerter not properly in forwards? No, I think it was. Brake pipe. Oh, yeah, dummy. Dummy, 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 dummy. How was that for clever? Woo!
Oh, have you charged your brakes up?
No. Yay! Ah, life. Thank you, chatting people. That's what happens when you hop from country to country and country and you have to cope with all these different systems. So how is New Zealand today, Mark B? Done any more runs in the ZA?
Excuses, excuses, excuses.
That was for you, Michael. That wasn't an alerter, that was the Michael alarm. I did get told the other day that if you cruise through here at 15, nothing will bite you. We're gonna try it. This could be bad.
I know.
Who builds a terminal with a downhill slope, honestly? But I've watched cab videos of these guys, and they are constantly joggling the brakes on and off. A nice, quiet autumn day, Mark B. That's good. Hello, train. Oh, I forgot. It's COVID. When you cough, you have to wear a mask. That better? For those of you who don't know, I'm also a photographer of people. I have lots of photo props. But my people photos are not safe for work and not safe for a stream. So it does enforce the 10 limit. Eventually. Off we go. Express time. It's the northern part of the planet who foolishly think they're on top of the world, but don't realise there's no up in space. Currently in spring, but lots of them are still getting snow. A friend of mine who lives in Germany told me he actually couldn't get out of his house the other day. He got snow drifted in. Yeah, indeed, NJT. It's just a get it out into the yard service. I wonder what causes that frame rate loss back there. Down in the southeast of Australia, Mark B, it's a lovely sunny autumn day as well. It's going to be warm today. 24, I believe. That's Celsius for you Northern Hemisphere folks, so what's 24? About 70? Something like that? Maybe 80? Something like that. Coming out into the clear and beautiful Harlem. And all of the people unfortunate enough to live in these projects buildings. That's what the big brown buildings are. They're government housing. But if you're significantly north of us, you're probably getting more flood-making rain today. I forgot that it enforces the bridge limit this far out. 24 is 75. There you go. That's pretty close. I said 70 or 80 or something like that. That's not bad going. Now it should be safe to do this. I'm not overspeed. I got an overspeed warning when I was doing 33 coming into a 35-mile corner. Grumpy train. Oh, I didn't look. I've got an M as well, which limits me to 30. It was right. I was overspeed. See what happens when you turn off the HUD? You actually have to drive the train. I was just looking at the track speed, which isn't enough. Yeah, we are now allowed up to 40 because we have an N. And up to 60. Sorry, not picking you up today. Bye. Excellent, NJT. Look forward to giving it a crack one day. like the odd freight cars that appear around this. I'm being naughty. Get down to 45. None for you. Down to medium. LIR's ATC is a bit broken. Now that they've built a proper ATC access system for this one, I kind of hope that one day somebody, when they're really bored because they like the idea of doing it, might transplant the system into LIRR. To make up its mind. It goes, all right, no, you can go up to normal 75. No, back down to limited 40. Actually, it's 45, isn't it? I can go a bit quicker. And you might be thinking, how does he remember what all these letters mean? Post-it notes. There's one stuck to the bottom of my screen. So I'm following a stopping service, obviously, because all those people have just gotten off a train. Yeah, on the current LIRR you can't use access, but how nice would it be if it was there? That'd be awesome. Everything Chicago. Restricted. I really am catching up with another train, aren't I? I would have thought 15 mile an hour I should actually be able to see it. Why can't deadheads use the fast line? Because that wouldn't be... Oh, yeah, I can see it. You can see it up there. All the way up there. It just went round the corner. I think in reality, deadheads probably would use the express track. But this makes the game more fun. Now, it could be... back to restricted. That this driver just gave the signal of the shits and he's gone, well, give me the shits. I'll stick you in behind a stopping all stations train. Sounds like there's some Sherman Hill going on. I'm sure you're doing that in preparation for some long freights that may be in your future. Oh, I've gone to medium. Let's go. We'll do some high speed 30 mile an hour running. And back down to restricted. Because there's someone in front of me. We're nearly done though, and then we'll do the draw. That'll be exciting. Yeah, there's our train. You can see it just up in the distance. Just gone around the corner. Yes, 75. That would be wishful thinking that I could do 75. Luxury. Yeah, I know. Too fast. You were letting me get away with 16. Thought maybe it'll let me get away with 17, but no. It bit me. Medium. 30 miles an hour. I do like driving these trains because it's very hands-on. Back to restricted. 15 miles an hour. And I felt a little jump then. Can't see him anymore in the distance. Medium.
Nope.
Where does this ramp go? Like, nowhere. He's beeping at me. Can I do both the ST70 ACE and ES44 next week? There's no ST70 on Horseshoe. There's the ES44 and there's the GP38-2. And what am I doing after that? Let's have a look. I wouldn't be that surprised. Look at that, it's Horseshoe again. Woohoo! 2 Horseshoe runs next week. Oh, Sherman and Horseshoe. Oh, I think we'll probably be having enough fun with just Horseshoe, wouldn't we? Sounds like you got a new keyboard, Michael. Sounds like Michael's replying to someone on the forums. Red signal coming up.
No, I'm surprised you can actually pick that up. I'm just tapping on my cell phone.
Ah, you're one of these people that uses haptic feedback. Yellow signal, yay! It's not really yellow. It doesn't have yellow on this route. .2 miles until we do the draw.
Responding to call.
Back to restricted. It's going to make us work for this last 2 miles. Nearly there. Mere moments away from making somebody happy. G'day. How you doing? Enjoying yourselves? It's a nice station you got here. Plenty of green. Morning. G'day. How are you? Good to see you. What's the draw for, Chicago? The draw is for a Lucerne Sursee key. For Steam. Pretty sure you're in it. You should know. For a moment then I thought we were going to go down the right-hand track, and I thought, I've never been there before. But no, we didn't. Yes, yes, too fast. I know. It's all right. Don't get scared. I know 15 mile an hour is very, very quick. Hey, if you win. Yes, there is a time frame with aces. I think you've got 7 seconds to get the ATC forestall light to come on. This one over here. So for access, you have to have the brake assurance rate come on, and for ATC, you've got to have ATC forestall come on. And I just noticed the reason we're actually restricted to 15 is because there is no ATC data. It doesn't know where we are anymore. And I think you have to get that light to come on within 7 seconds. You don't actually have to slow down to the speed within 7 seconds, but you need to get the light to come on. It's funny that I called it a light, given it's just an area on a computer screen, but, you know. It would have been a light. Ah, we're about to get hit in the face with a tree. Ow. Yeah, I get there's no data for the yard, NJTE, but we're nowhere near the yard yet. We should not have cut off this early. I don't think. Because we're rolling through stations. This is the last one, admittedly. Slightly uphill here. We're all going, why didn't he stop? He should have stopped. But he didn't stop. What a bastard. It's good that you get TSW2 through Steam, otherwise giving you a key would be sad. Now, the way it works, if you win the draw, is I give you a string of characters which you put into a particular place in Steam to activate the DLC. You would not pay for it, no. If you win it. You have to win it first, though. I like your positive thinking when I'm the winner. Yeah, good on you. But you might not be. There's a few other people watching right now who are in the draw as well, and some people, I'm guessing by the numbers, there's some people in the draw that aren't watching. But that's okay, I don't make it a requirement to watch, because I get that with time zones and things, not everybody can. I know there are streamers that insist you actually be watching when they do the draw, but that doesn't worry me. Because unless I've got a way to contact them, the only way to find out that they won is to watch the stream anyway at the end. I have been vaguely contemplating getting an Xbox X. Vaguely contemplating it. Because my son has a PlayStation 5. He somehow managed to find one by camping out on websites. He eventually got one. Vaguely contemplating getting an X for downstairs. I just suspect my wife would kill me. Because then I'd be taking over what she sees as her TV. See, now we've got ATC data, NJT.
But you can't attach a computer monitor to it?
Well, I could, but what's the fun in that? $60, you reckon? That's nice. Make up your mind. 60, 15, 60, 15. Let's have some decisions here, people. And now nothing. Now I can go as fast as I want. Not really. Mere seconds away from making someone smile. That'll do. 5 yards in the grand scheme of things. Silver? Gah. Alright then. Okay, now we want the draw. So, who do you think's going to win? These are the people who commented on the video before I closed it this morning. So they've all got a good chance because there's not that many. There's Nestor, South Main Railfan, Mark B, who's in the chat, Have a Cry, Chicago's Trains, who's also in the chat, Lucia, or is it Lucia? I think it's Lucia. And Anthony, and we've already said Nestor, I think. So here we go. Ready? Go on, spin it. Who's it gonna pick? Who's it gonna pick? Oh, I think there's going to be a relatively happy munchkin. Well done, dude. So I will contact you via one of the methods that we use, and I will get the key to you and tell you how to do it. Cool. Well done. Good stuff. Well, that brings us to the end of today. And on my Wednesday, I think I've set it up for 7:30 p.m. I'm actually allowed to do it earlier, but to be honest, I want to have some dinner. So 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, which for most of you will be Tuesday, except for Mark B, where it is Wednesday, because he lives in my end of the universe. He's like a next-door neighbour, really, in New Zealand. And yes, Mark, I know Australians will hate me, but New Zealand's nicer. Anyway, we won't go there. Hopefully I'll see you for some horseshoe curve action, and then again next Sunday for some more horseshoe curve action. So great stuff. Thank you very much for watching through, and congratulations to Chicago's Trains and Train Sim World 2 guy who changes his name roughly every few days. Don't do that after you get to 500 people, because your registration for being able to do posts will go away. Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody, and see you next week. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.